How do you apply your homemade liquid fertilizers? A number of people have asked me, and in this video I'm going to be sharing how I do that. But before I go into the sharing of how I use my liquid fertilizer, let's just remind ourselves of the process of making liquid fertilizers. Liquid fertilizers are simple to make. They require less space, they require less energy. I make liquid fertilizers by getting materials that decompose, things like grass clippings, like grass, like chicken manure, cow manure, leaves, anything that can decompose. You can use scraps of food, kitchen waste. Put all those things together in a drum or in a bucket. It can be a 20-liter bucket or even bigger, and just pour water over those materials and just let it sit. Cover it and let it sit for up to 21 days. As these things sit in water for this time, they break down to create a fertilizer which is very rich in nutrients, in the nutrients that you would find in any commercially produced fertilizers. They have a lot of nitrogen, they have calcium, depending on the things that you have used to make your liquid fertilizer. So after 21 days, this fertilizer will be ready to be fed to your garden or to your plants. And it's no problem if you can brew it longer, even the better. The longer it stays, the more the grass and what continue to break down into a very, very rich fertilizer for your plants. So this is how I apply the fertilizer. Now there are two different ways in which you can apply this fertilizer to your plants. Number one is you can use this fertilizer as a foliar feed. Yeah, you can spray this fertilizer onto your plants. And number two is you can drench the roots with this fertilizer. I find this easier for me to do. I just drench the roots and let the plants sort themselves out, and this is what I do. So I take part of the fertilizer that I made. For example, here I have this tin which is about 700 milliliters. To this tin I am going to add 10 other tins of water. So I dilute the fertilizer using a ratio of 1 to 10. I am using this tin, but you can use anything you use. If you use a cup, it means that for every 1 cup of fertilizer that you're going to use, you're going to add 10 cups of water. Now, after diluting it to this concentration, it will be okay for your vegetables, for your herbs, for different plants. So I am going to use this to water my tower garden. This is a newly planted tower garden. It's about a week since I planted it. If you want to know how I planted it, you can watch this video over here to see the process of planting it. But 1 week, and I'm just going to feed these plants of mine that are just being established with this liquid fertilizer. It's very important that you do not make your fertilizer concentrated. You can be tempted to think that when you make it more concentrated, it is going to give you, it's going to make the plants lush, immediately. I have fallen for that once before, and I did burn my plants. I realized that after drenching the plants with a very high concentration of this liquid fertilizer, after 2-3 days, I realized that my plants were drying, and I traced back and I knew the reason why they were drying out. I had made a liquid fertilizer which was very strong. It was around 1 to 2. I know that there are plants that can take that concentration, things like trees. Yes, trees, fruit trees. If you're going to be pouring around your fruit trees, they can take the concentration because they are strong, but tender plants, concentration of 1 to 10. If you actually use more, you are wasting your liquid fertilizer. If you're going to spray it on the plants directly into your spray bottle, I am not going to cover that now. Just take the diluted fertilizer, the one that you've diluted at a ratio of 1 to 10. You can even dilute it more. I would advise that actually before you do the real spraying, a day before, you spray a portion of your vegetables or 1 or 2 leaves with this fertilizer and see how it will react by the next day. Now, when you spray, if you find spots of burning on your plants, you know that your concentration is too high and you dilute it more. If it's okay, just sieve your fertilizer in a muslin cloth just to make sure that nothing, the particles will not block your spray bottle or your spray can, and then you spray on your leaves as a foliar feed and your plants will love it. So that's how I use my liquid fertilizer for my plants. If you've stayed until now, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. These things help us to be pushed and such that they get this knowledge to many more other people. Until next time, stay healthy and God bless you.